2018 is coming to a close. Last one was Aquaman. What is going on, guys? It's your boy Will, and I am back to do my quick review for Aquaman. This is my final movie on my 2018 most anticipated list. Way back in January or February last year. Wow, it's been over a year. I've been doing this channel for a year. Jesus. Crazy. Anyway, I just seen Aquaman in theaters. I'm a little late seeing it because there's so much stuff coming out at the same time. Aquaman, Bumblebee, Mary Poppins Returns. I'll catch that on Blu-ray or something. But this is my review of Aquaman, the latest in the DC EU. Is it still the DC EU? I don't even remember. I know they've changed it up so many times. But this is the latest one. This is the one that came after Justice League from last year. It was good. Wasn't great. I enjoyed it. Have some issues with it. Nothing that's terrible. So the basic premise, Aquaman, this is Arthur Curry's origin story. Aquaman is played by Jason Momoa, who has played Aquaman in the previous two DC EU movies, Justice League and Batman v Superman. His portrayal is basically the same in this movie compared to the previous ones. I will say the cast surrounding him was really good. I liked Amber Heard's Mera. We got a small taste of her in Justice League, nothing to write home about, but this one, she is a standout. She basically is his co-lead. She is just as strong as him in terms of her ability to control water, whereas Aquaman is basically brute strength and the ability to communicate with sea life. The movie itself jumps right into Aquaman's world, Atlantis, the seven kingdoms of the ocean. There's no real holding back. So if you go in this with no real previous knowledge of Aquaman, you're probably going to be slightly lost. It is visually good. It looks really cool. The underwater effects are really enjoyable to watch. It's very bright and colorful, which is a real departure from the dark and gloomy aesthetic from the previous three DC films that were primarily influenced by Zack Snyder's vision. Unlike with Wonder Woman, where that was completely Patty Jenkins and it's totally her, this movie was kind of the first movie from DC that is a departure from the vision or the template that was laid out by Zack Snyder from Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League. Like I said, I did enjoy it. I say it's so-so, mainly because the movie is long. It is at least a 2.5-hour movie. It does drag in a lot of parts. It's littered with comedy, which is good. It wants to feel completely separate from any of the movies that came before it. There's a brief mention of his interaction in Justice League, but besides that, this is totally standalone. There's no real reference to Batman or Superman or any of the other Justice Leaguers. It is a complete standalone movie. The villains of the movie, Ocean Master, played by Patrick Wilson, and Black Manta, who is played by a person's name I will not even attempt to say. I will put his name right over here. I thought Ocean Master was fun. Some of the special effects around, particularly his mask, I was not super big on. One thing about the special effects in this movie is that when they look gorgeous, they look gorgeous. The other parts where they don't look all that great, they kind of, you can tell. It looks sci-fi channel-y, which is kind of sad to say, but the big action set pieces, the really cool wide shots of Atlantis, of some of the other kingdoms in the ocean, those are really beautiful to look at. I thought they did a really cool job with the underwater communication. The action itself was really entertaining as well. Like I said, this movie is long. It feels long too, which is one of my negatives about it. I think you could have shaved off a couple sections or tightened up a couple scenes a little bit more where you didn't have to have it take as long as it took. This cast is huge, surprisingly. Besides Jason Momoa and Amber Heard, we had, like I said, the aforementioned Patrick Wilson. Willem Dafoe is in it. Dolph Lundgren is in it. There's a couple other characters played by actors who were in not only DC but Marvel films, and I forget their names. I think Randall Park is one of the characters in the movie. Overall, like I said, the movie is very long, and I think I'm saying that a lot. I did not dislike the movie. I actually enjoyed it. I thought visually it was entertaining. I thought the comedy worked when it did. The action looked good. But again, if you're going in this without a lot of information or a lot of prior knowledge to Aquaman, it may seem like a slugfest to you. The exposition that they did give, or the backstory that they give, I thought worked really well in terms of how they peppered it through the story. That didn't slow down the pace, but the pace itself was very slow. So be prepared to sit there for at least a good 2.5 hours to get through the movie. And maybe you'll have a different experience than I did. I enjoyed it. Overall, I don't think it's a bad movie. I thought it was a nice change from some of the previous DC movies that have come out before it. It wasn't all dark and grim or gloomy. They even made his comic book accurate costume, the old orange and green costume, work. It looked good on camera. I just think it was a long movie, and it could have probably was shortened a little bit more. That might have helped the pacing a little bit. But I think all the actors did a really good job. Besides some wonky special effects here and there, it looks great. I think it's a fun movie. So where does Aquaman land with the rest of the DCEU? I still think Wonder Woman is like your #1 movie in the DCEU. And then Man of Steel over time has become a little bit more stronger to me. I think it's about middle of the pack along with Justice League and Aquaman. It's definitely not your BVS or Suicide Squad in my opinion. But overall, I will say Aquaman is a fun movie to watch. It's a long movie, but it's still fun. It's got good action. Jason Momoa is always entertaining in these roles, even though he is Jason Momoa and everything that he does. But I still had a good time with it. So I would say check it out. You know, I say any movie I say check it out. Honestly, make your own opinion. See if you like the movie or you don't. I think this was okay. I think it was kind of middle of the pack, so. Wasn't bad. Wasn't like completely stellar, but it was good. It was fun. It was visually entertaining, especially with some of the previous movies that we've seen in the DCEU, or whatever they're calling it now. But the next one coming up is Shazam from DC, and I think that one's really going to blow a lot of the stuff out of the water. There you have it. That's my review of my non-spoiler review of Aquaman. I think it's a fun movie, kind of so-so in between of some of the other films in the DCEU. It's definitely long, but Jason Momoa is entertaining, so I can't really ask for too much more than that. But have you seen Aquaman? If you have, what did you think about it? Please comment down below and let me know. This has been a hell of a year for this channel and for the movies, and we're just kind of getting started. I've got new videos coming out in the new year. I've got my next top 10 list of 2019 movies I'm going to work on, and I hope you will join me for all of those videos to come. As always, thank you so much for watching this and all my videos. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at DGeekWill, and until next time, catch you later.